Hello again, it's Nick. I'm here with a quick overview and review of the mini Lavatube, which is available from juicycigs.co.uk. Here's the box it comes in, and let's have a look what comes inside. Right, so this is the case which the mini Lavatube comes in. As you can see, it's a nice firm plasticky kind of leatherette effect with chrome ego plate there and a couple of zips. Now inside, I've taken all the contents out, but you can see it's got more than enough storage, little nets and a couple of straps there to fit in your battery, spare battery, atomizer, and also the unit itself, which is here. I'll just show you that in there. That fits in lovely, and also there's plenty of room there for a bottle of juice and a spare battery or two. So anyway, let's have a look at what else comes in the unit first. I'll just put that to one side. In the unit you will receive two 18350 batteries. They are flat top batteries, and they are rated at 850 milliamp hours. There's no markings on there, so generic 18350 batteries. Had no problems with those yet. I would suggest when you receive your mini Lavatube that you pop these into your charger for the minimum of 8 hours to give them a good charge. Occasionally they will come with some power in them, so you can have a quick test on the device. But I wouldn't suggest that you use these batteries for any period of time straight out of the box, as you will damage the actual chemistry inside the battery, and basically all it'll mean is if you run them down without fully charging them first, they'll never fully charge again. So it's always good to make sure you charge these fully when you first get them. So there's two of those, and each one of those should keep you vaping for, I find, a minimum of 4 to 5 hours. For me, myself, being a particularly heavy vapor, I find that they last, well, they last me all day, but obviously that's not consistent vaping. So a full day's use of each battery, occasionally having to swap out to a second battery later on in the evening, depending on your usage. So there they are. You'll also receive two of the high voltage 510 atomizers. These have quite a high bridge on them. I don't know if you can see in there, but you can probably just see the mesh there just coming towards the top of the atomizer itself. Now, I've not noticed previous atomizers I've had before. I've never noticed the bridge being quite so high, so this was a new one on me, but I found them very good for what they're designed for, which is obviously having a drip tip attached to them, as in this case. And obviously when you drip down into the drip tip, because the mesh is so much higher than the usual atomizer, or usual ones that I've seen, then obviously it catches all the liquid and wicks it straight down into the atomizer, where it can be vaporized and turned into lovely vapor. So yeah, it's a new one on me, and it works perfectly. And obviously it reduces the risk of any juice leaking out the bottom of the atomizer through these holes here. But if you were to leak any juice, then you can see there's a nice catch cup there on the top of the Lavatube itself, which is a nice little compact design. You've got your plus and minus voltage buttons there, and a power button there. So I'll just pop a battery in there to show you what that looks like. I'll just show you what the threads are like. No problems with the threads at all, nice and clean, no squeaking or horrible stickiness. There's also a hole drilled through the bottom of the actual cap itself to aid in any gases escaping should you have any problem batteries. So what we do is we pop this in positive side first, down into there, and screw that back together. Now hopefully you should see that there the display lights up to show that the battery is installed. Now, and obviously from that, what we can do here is we can take it from, if you can see that, possibly if I go back a little bit, oh there we go. don't know if my camera will pick it up, but at the moment it's reading, if we go all the way down to 3 volts, and that goes up in one increment, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, etc, etc, etc. So all the way from 3 volts all the way up to 6 volts. And another handy thing that I found, that's rather annoying that it's not showing the display particularly well. Maybe I've just not got the angle right. Let's try taking the plastic off there. There's a little protective plastic thing there. Oh, that's a little bit better. Oh, you can probably just about see it there. 3.8, 3.7, etc. Now, obviously, having the batteries have just obviously been used slightly. So one thing I found handy, and I don't know if it's mentioned on the site itself, but if you actually press the power button 7 times, it'll actually show you the voltage that is left within the battery. So you can probably just see that 4.1. So if I set that to obviously 3 volts, and then I'll just show you again 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4.1. So that's the full charge battery. They're fully charged, they're around 4.1 to 4.2, and you probably want to think about getting them out and charging them again when they get down to around 3.6, I would say is the lowest you probably want to go. Another feature that you can also use is once you've set your voltage, so for instance in this case 6 volts, if you press and hold the plus and minus buttons for approximately 5 seconds, that will lock them. So you can see it's set to 6, I'm pressing the up and down keys and nothing's happening. So obviously if you can unlock those by holding it down for another 5 to, I believe it's 7 seconds, but let's try that one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, and that's working again, but up and down. Again, power button on and off, off and on again. Right, so just a quick size comparison. This is the mini Lavatube, and here's the original Lavatube, as you can see. It's like the ugly grandfather of it, I'm afraid. But Lavatube obviously uses a bigger battery, but obviously these circuitry-wise and control-wise exactly the same. The mini Lavatube I prefer, obviously, because of the size and it's more portable. It's quite easily concealed in the hand, as you can see. You know, you can stick that in your hand, no one's going to see it there, whereas this thing is like something Darth Vader would be walking around with on a dark night. So we'll just pop that back to one side. I think I've mentioned everything. Obviously the kit itself does come with the Trustfire multi-charger as well, there. And these obviously move up and down to accommodate your batteries. They take 18350, 18650 I believe. But obviously check with wherever you buy your batteries from, just check they're compatible with this charger before purchasing them. This is a standard charger, so you shouldn't have any problems. Anyway, let's get some juice into this atomizer and see how it vapes. I'm just going to drip a couple of drops in here. I mean, I've been using this with a few different liquids and I've had no problem. Some quite heavy VG liquids and some lighter PG-VG mixtures. So I'll just pop 1, 2, 3, 4 drops into there, just to make sure it's nice and wet. So obviously to operate the voltage there, you just use these keys here to move the voltage up and down. So we'll just show you a couple of voltage settings just to get the ball rolling. Now most Ego devices you'll probably buy are around say 3.3, 3.7 voltage. So this is what it's like at 3.3, 3.7, okay? 3.3. So quite a lot of vapour for what it is. Very impressed with that. So let's start whacking it up, because the beauty of this device is that obviously you can set it, you've got the range of voltages from 3 all the way up to 6. And what most people find is with different liquids, different voltages bring out different flavours, produce more vapour, etc. I personally find that my sweet spot is anywhere between 4.8 volts and 5 volts, depending on the liquid. So we just try it at 5. And as you can see, if you can see me, it's quite astounding the amount of vapour this thing can produce. And like I say, coupled with the variable voltage, the size, the portability, all the extras that come in the case, etc. So you've got the atomizer, the drip tip, etc, etc, etc. And I believe it comes with a free 10ml bottle of juice as well to get you going. I can highly recommend this device, and I have been and will be using it regularly. Actually use it daily in my work, out and about. And like I say, it's quite unobtrusive. You can quite happily walk along the street with this in your pocket and pull it out and have a puff without overly drawing attention to yourself, because I know that that's a concern to some people who think about using electric cigarettes, is the fact that obviously they don't want to be walking around with something, you know, you don't want to look like an extra out of Star Trek walking around, so, or Star Wars even, whichever. Anyway, I would give this, if I had to give it a mark out of 10, I'd give it a 9.5. I would say the only very, very slight downside is obviously being a smaller battery device, the battery will not last you as long as a larger battery device, but obviously with the 2 batteries you can swap, chop and change, etc. So it's available from juicycigs.co.uk. I believe it's $59.99, and like I say, it's free delivery, free bottle of juice and everything you saw previously, so including the charger, which obviously I think you can pick up the chargers, as I've seen them around, but they're usually around £8 to £10 on their own, so if you factor that in, you're getting a considerably good deal. They're available in black, red and this silver colour, so look out for those. I'm sure there will be some completists out there who want to buy a couple, should you wish. Anyway, I want to carry on vaping this, so I'm going to end the video now. I've got another review coming up shortly of the dual coil tank, 3.5mm dual coil tank, which is also available from Juicy Cigs, and I shall be doing that shortly, so watch this space, and just leave a comment or subscribe or do whatever you like. The sun's out, I'm going out into the garden to have a beer, so see you later. Bye!